Welcome to Textile Update. I'm Gwendolyn Hustvedt, and this is another in a series of short videos where I introduce an important topic that we cover in a textiles course. And today I want to talk about yarns. Yarns are a go-to way to make a textile product. Of course, we can skip the yarns and do something like a non-yarn, like the felt behind me there. We could actually use a synthetic polymer to make a film, right? This plastic mouse is a non-yarn product, but it's made out of a synthetic polymer. So yarns are not the obvious choice anymore. There's other ways to go, but yarns certainly are our heritage choice. In fact, the archaeological record shows evidence that human beings have been making yarns really basically from before we had Homo sapiens. We can see that somebody was twisting grasses to form a type of yarn that is then imprinted into the fossil. And of course, they probably were making little sort of grass skirts, which may be seen among some indigenous people today. But yarns were quickly developed to be more sophisticated. Once we started using an animal fiber like wool that has so much cohesiveness, we could get yarns that really stayed put. And spinning was something that was honored and recognized. Ancient Greeks spun and manufactured wool into yarn. Actually, archaeologists now suggest that the Venus de Milo, she's missing her arms, but they suggest that she's not Venus at all, that she's probably a version of Athena, the goddess of weaving, and that she had in her arms a spindle probably made of gold and a distaff, a rod that the spun yarns were gathered on. I mean, the distaff had the fibers on it, and then the spindle would have the yarns, and so that's probably the reason why her arms fell off, because these metal implements she was holding may have been heavy enough that it made her arms vulnerable. They figured that out by looking at the posture of how her arms were and then looking at how people spun by hand. So spinning is into yarn is of course now done by machines and done very rapidly, but hobby spinners are spinning fibers into yarns every day. To check Instagram and check on hand spinning, you'll see many gorgeous pictures of people who are spinning yarns, typically animal fibers, again because of the high cohesiveness, into yarns. But I know somebody who's spun yarns out of the cotton in the top of medicine bottles. So spinning is a restful activity that many people enjoy. Of course, Sleeping Beauty found it so restful she fell asleep for 100 years. That's a separate story. Anyways, welcome to Yarns. Super.